Well, Hal here with more Space Engineers, and as you can see, we've got the hangar work pretty much done. We've still got a bunch of things to get going on board the ship. We need to get some batteries up and running. We're going to start working on the new thruster nacelles, and if time permits, we might even get a little bit of work done on the engineering section. But first, we have to get started. So let's go. So, happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully you had a fantastic weekend. We had at least one known birthday over the weekend, so actually as of Friday. So, happy birthday. You know who you are. And for those who don't know, go back and check the comments on Friday's video. You'll find out very quickly. Alright, so, shenanigans aside, we have quite a bit to get done today. What I want to do is actually look at changing out a little bit of the design. We're going to take this for a second. So, we know that we're going to keep certain aspects of this thing. Basically, what we really wanted to keep were the batteries, the jump drive, and the hydrogen tanks. The thrusters are a nice bonus. The landing gear is going to go away. In fact, if I didn't have a full inventory, I'd go ahead and take that out now. And we may need to relocate some of the thrusters. I haven't decided yet. Okay, so what I'm thinking here is this area, I'm not happy with the way that it drops down quite so far. So what I'm thinking we may do is take this portion out here, take the jump drive and mount a second jump drive in line instead of vertically stacking them. Now I know a couple of people had said that they actually liked the concept of having them vertically stacked like this, but I'm running into a problem with the depth at which this thing comes down, and it's a little bit far for me, and I don't know, because it's like looking at the profile of the ship. Let's turn off everything in our HUD there so you can try and get a look at it. I apologize for being as dark as it is. I think that I like the line that comes up through that middle there, you know, because we start talking about, you know, like the keel and all that stuff. I like where this has gone, where it basically starts at a point, kind of slopes back, comes back, and then you have a dip down here in the middle to give the front a little bit of mass. But I like how it thins itself out as it comes back, and I'm thinking that what we may do is continue this line a little bit. So what I'm thinking here, I want to be careful because I don't want to end up with a inventory all over the place here. In fact, let's go ahead and do this. So I'm making parts right now for the batteries. There we go. Alright, so what I'm thinking is we do something like maybe something like this, or even, can I bring that down a block? Because what I could do is, since there's a block there, if we went, what do I need for that? I need interior plate. Alright, so let's see if we've got any. I should have, yeah. I got a few. Okay. So what I'm thinking here is maybe do something like this, where we use that block, well, that walkway will actually hold our line for us. And then this will become the new lower level. Look, that'll become, whoa, hello. That'll become the floor at this point. Which, you know, ends up making this actually a little bit more, so we end up something like that instead. Let's go ahead and take this out, because we can always put that back if we need to. I'm not too upset about it. And hey, nothing broke. Even better. Alright, so let's go ahead and grind this down really quick. Because what I'm curious about is if we take... it looks like it's all going to go away after all. Okay. It's fine. Like I said, it's not like we can't recreate it if we decide to. Because part of what I was thinking of is that for the engineering section, because of the way that things are working out, you're going to end up with a lot of headroom anyway. And then this goes, all this will go away. Like I said, we're really just looking at it right this second as a profile, so I'm not too worried. Yeah, see, I'm liking that a little bit better. And I'm thinking what we'll do is on the aft section here, take this out.
Energy low.
Because we're basically going to take pretty much this entire section apart at this point.
Inventory full.
So you will come down. Let's see here.
Inventory full.
Yeah. So let's drop all this stuff off in there. Should be some steel plates floating around here somewhere. Did they despawn? They may have despawned. Son of a... Not that it's that big of a deal. It would have only been a single plate, so... Now, what we were talking about before... Okay, so yes, that is going to hold that there. Okay. So what I'm thinking here is we do something... Oh, I'm kind of wanting it to go up at a 45-ish. Because I'm kind of wanting to replicate that angle on the back, basically to tie it all together again. So if we do, say, something like that to that, there we go. And then this is going to obviously follow that line. Now, did we do... How did they do that? They did 1, 2, and then...
Energy critical.
Capped it off. So then we end up with something that looks like that. And yes, I know I'm about to die from exposure. See, I'm kind of liking that line a little bit better. Or something like that, because what we were talking about doing, we still got 8 units, is we take some of that out. We put a second jump drive in, because this is what we're talking about here, is we have, let me see, is that the... Yes, that's the one I want. Okay. Alright, is that the one I want? The one that I want. Alright. Should be. I think that's the right angle. Or the right side, I should say. Whoop. Quick, Get into one of this craft. It doesn't matter which one. There we go. Oh, so we get a little energy back. And then, yeah, so what I'm thinking is that we do something like that. Because I'm liking the way that that line is coming out. And then what we'll do is that angle that we're talking about is we'll extend the base. Let's go that way. So what we'll do is we'll extend that baseline, or what's basically the continuation of our keel. We'll continue that back like another 2 or 3 blocks, and then we'll have that wrap-up angle that we have on both the front and the side views of the ship, of the big ship. All right. Hey, do we have sun coming up soon? Looks like it. And I do apologize for it being constantly night. I will try to remember to do some brightness corrections. Right. There you go. Alright, so like I said, we're not going to get too far into the engineering stuff section today, but I do want to at least get an idea. So if we go that way, we did that, which brings us to there. Okay, I think that's going to work. And then, oh, I'm out of plates. So then that would cap there and bring it back, and that'll give us that same line that we had on the front up on the bow. We'll have aft, and what I'll probably do is have a space in here where it'll be a different line shape, and then we'll do a second one on either side, so we'll end up with 3 of those versus the 2 on the front. That way what we're doing is we want it to be visually differentiated from the bow and the aft when you're looking straight on from either perspective. And that helps if we make it a little bit wider. If we take what's 2 lines on the front and make it 3 lines on the back, that helps balance the visual weight a little bit more, I think. Not quite sure how we're going to do all of that, but that gives us the idea at least. It also means that we'll be able to do something like, let's grab some plates. See, I wanted to do the thrusters. I want to work on the thruster nacelles, but I want to get some of this done, like some of the planning of this done, simply because of the fact that if I don't do it now, I won't remember it later. I'm horrible about that. So we do something like this on the front. And basically we would continue these lines back. And what I may do is I may change what we're using on these lines, because, you know, I don't like having giant flat areas. So what I may do is I may take, instead of this, we might do that. And so then these become skids. There you go. So then this would become a skid, basically. Just to give you an idea. So I'll probably do something, I'm actually liking that a bit more. So I could do that, or if you want it to be a little fancy, we could even go like this. And then that would just be regular cubes. So the difference between these are basically going to be in the finished view. This gives a more unified line when you're looking at it here. And this one obviously gives you more separation. So I'm not quite sure which way I want to go with this. I'm kind of liking the reverse on that, but I do like the straight through line as well. I'll think about it. You know, throw your comments down in the section down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Alright, so let's go ahead and take this off because we don't want to influence our line decision too much. And we can take you out as well. Okay. And those may go away. Because what I could do is we do something like this. We bring that back a couple. One of the things I've been trying to decide on is whether or not I want to have enough room in here to put 2 more refineries in. Because having 4 refineries would be nice if we decide that we want to go resource production. Resource production might not be bad. Because what we could do is... Well, no, that gets us back into the mining. And I really don't want to get a mining focus on this playthrough. I'd like to get more trade focus. So I think we'll leave that as it is. And if we go... What's that? 3, 4, 5. Alright. What if we do something like this? I'd need something to latch onto there. I mean, I guess I could do assemblers there. Or we could do... something like this, maybe. Because one of the things I want to do is I want to put some upgrade modules on here. So we'll have... I don't know if we're going to run them vertically or horizontally. Well, I should say, if we're going to run them forward to after, port to starboard. Helps if I spell it correctly. There we go. So if we do these in here, or does it look better like that? I think it's going to look better like that. Yeah, I think that's going to look better. So like I said, I definitely want to keep the things that we have, and I do want to keep some of the inner components exposed. Alright, so I think that will do for that. Now the question is how do we want to attach this? I'm kind of liking the idea that we have things tied into the main body, but not necessarily taking up all of the main body. Or a solid connection, like having some cutouts in there. Alright, so we've got 2 thrusters that are definitely going away. Got a potential for... Hey, look, there's those plates I was looking for. See, I knew we had some. Alright. So a couple of these things are... We're going to be replacing some of the thrusters. So if we do... that... be able... Yeah, I mean, that's... Turn it off so you can see. It's not going to cut in on anything. I think I'm going to reverse that, actually. So if we go like so. We bring that in. Ooh, that could actually work pretty well. That could work very nicely. Because then we take things like these, bring us back here, and we can actually wrap down a little bit if we wanted to go with something a little bit bulkier. What we do is we bring that forward. You quit turning that damn auto rotate on. Alright. Yeah, so we could end up with something, say, bring that back to 5-ish. If we do something like this, how does that look from the front? Will we see that line is the question. Ooh, we will see that line. So that does end up widening the ship out just a touch. Takes another block out. Alright, let's see what this looks like from the side. And then here we're going to do basically the same thing, just in the reverse order. We're really just trying to keep the lines consistent. This also allows us to have a space to put in more equipment, like if I wanted to hide an antenna or something. That should actually, that might not be a bad idea. So we have a secondary antenna. Oh, that could work. That could work nicely. Okay. Sorry, I know I'm getting distracted. Alright, so let's go ahead and bring this back. So we end up with something a little, something like that. Yeah, see, it extends it just enough to help balance that weight out. Oh, I'm liking that. I think I like that. Okay. And what I may do from that point is, because we have to replace 2 thrusters, right? We're replacing 2 of those ions. So maybe we do something like this. Do we want it sticking out a little bit, maybe? Yeah, I'm kind of liking that. I think we can make that work. And then the question is how are we going to attach it? We still haven't figured out how we want the railing system to work on this. Do we want it to have... Yeah, because we could actually put in a couple of additional braking thrusters like that too. Now I'm kind of curious, because I would have thought that block would be taking damage from that ion thruster, but it's not. Because I know that the damage is only from the wherever the animation is, where the particle emissions are.
Critical.
So I'm guessing 1, 2. So at 3 out, that half block is safe. Oh. Because if that's true, what we could do then... we could actually have retro thruster there. Can we get away with one down here is the question. 1, 2, 5. No, I don't think so. I don't think that'll work. But that doesn't stop us from having a cluster here. So we could do that. Ooh, I'm kind of liking that concept. So that definitely gives us more stopping power, or I should say more braking power. Yeah, I'm thinking that is going to work. And then if we do that,
No energy.
ah, crap. See, I got distracted. You're all supposed to warn me before that happens. Alright. Yeah, and I'm liking the way that the line is shaping up from when you're looking down at the top profile. I'm definitely liking the way that that's coming together because it is widening as you go back. And then there's going to be basically this section like what we have up front where you have, you know, a small section protruding that's much narrower than the rest of it. Yeah. I'm thinking that's going to work. Alright, so that gives us some spacing in there. It would be nice to be able to get a passage into here. But there's not really any way I'm going to be able to do that and keep the whole thing airtight. Actually, if I put a thruster here... No, we're not going to do that. Not going to do that. Horizontal thrusters we should have more than enough of, especially with the hydrogen place. I'm going to need to figure out this line, I think. So if we go... I guess I could just go ahead and bring this back. But then we run into the matchup conflict there. Now if we do these instead, no. See, what I was hoping to be able to do was to use basically to use this to bring the line in. But I don't think that's going to work. At least it's not going to work the way that I want it to. So, I mean, I guess we could... If we did something like this, how would we bring that in? Because then we could then use that one, I think. Would that work? No. That wouldn't work. Hal, you're being silly. Just realized. We did that. And then we do that one. Oh crap. I just realized. Oh, so please, let's hold this up for a second. And we hold that up for a second. Yeah, we can actually make this work. Because what we can do is you go like so. And then you are going to go like so. And how about we... There. Do something like that. So this is why I'm not allowed to start greebling early into the process, because otherwise I get distracted. And then we're screwed. All right. Do that and that. And then what I'm thinking here is we do kind of a false progression. I mean, because I could then swap that out for these, for the 2x1s, like that, which ends up giving us a little bit of negative space back here. That could work. That could work. I mean, I could even do what we did here, which is instead of having this on rotation or on point, we say we do that instead. And then that brings us this way. Throw that in, and then we come back here, and that gives us, whoop. That gives us this line instead. We'll go ahead and load that up because we can. Alright. I think I like that a little bit better. And then what we can do over here, just maybe tie this all together a little bit better. Take that out for a second.
Inbound.
Why am I not surprised? Alright, so... quick. And then we go here instead. Stuff's exploding around us, but I don't see it. Alright. This is anti-peril goggles, right? So if we do that... do we want to bring this piece back is the question. So we have a couple of different options here. So we could go this way. And I mean, that becomes just a blatant tie right there. Look at that. So if we not weld up the batteries, because this will eat what iron we have, or what plate we have with us. I am kind of liking the way that that worked out. Because then we can do this if we want to keep... Ah! Over here. Where are you at? There you are. Alright. Let's grab a couple more plates. And then that lets us... Oh, hello. Build in something back here. Take that out for right now. Alright, so I may leave this be open space in here. And then the reason for that is that what we can do is build in a couple of conveyor blocks in here. And then when I put this up on the workshop, if people want to throw things in here like assemblers or another refinery, you'll have things already pre-plumbed and pre-wired. You just have to come in and cut out a couple of blocks and drop stuff into it. Like I said, it would be interesting to try and work this to be some kind of even like officers' quarters or something. Maybe like VIP guest quarters. But being that it's a working ship, now one of the suggestions somebody had was to throw cargo containers over here. So you do like 1 or 2 cargo containers out here, which basically, if we did 2 on each side, would a little bit more than double our current cargo capacity, because we've got 3 there. Actually, that would double our cargo capacity because we have 1 large cargo on this thing. Actually, do we keep? No, we didn't keep the large cargo. We ground that down. That's right, because the large cargo was up front a little bit. It's where the hydrogen tanks are right now. Well, it was up here somewhere. Somewhere in that area, like right here, I think, is where it was originally. Anyway. So yeah, I think that'll get us where we want to go. Yes, I know I need to go get more power here. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is let me get this stuff welded up. I'm going to go ahead and get everything queued up. In fact, what do we need? 1, 2, 3. So we need 6 small ions, 1 large ion, which means I'm probably going to have to go do some mining. Okay. And a crap ton of plates. Actually, how much iron do I have left? I may have to go do some mining too. Oh man, I was hoping I wouldn't have to. How much iron? We've got 4K iron left. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some
Energy critical.
Yeah, so we want where are my yeah, so I need 11K iron for 1 of those, and we're gonna need 2. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and do 2 of those. Actually, do I have I don't know, how many do I need? I need 960, so I'm gonna need a bunch anyway, so that should be enough to build everything that we're gonna need. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and get myself charged up, get the new batteries installed. I'm going to go ahead and just weld up all 8 of these guys. And then we will get this stuff welded up to where we've got it finished right now. Come back, take a look at the lines, and if we don't like the lines, we can always break the stuff down. But it's going to be just basically me schlepping parts for a while, so I'm going to go ahead and do a quick cut, and we will be right back. And we're back. So, as you can see, we've got sunlight, so you can actually see the build today. Oh, grab a few more things out of here. Now, people have been saying they want me to use the build planner. I've started using the build planner, and I will say yes, it is good. I actually like it. Works really, really well. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, you open up your build menu, like just whenever you're looking at your blocks. Go in here really quick, and you can say I want to build. I don't know. Let's say select the block that you want to build. You come down here, and you can add however many you want. Now I'm gonna take these out because I'm not actually building those. But when you have blocks in the build menu, so let's say you have, a large inventory set, so you can pull material for multiple thrusters. If you have 2 thrusters in there, you come over to here, and then for me it's mouse 3, which is the scroll wheel. If you press it, if you click the scroll wheel, it'll pull the components up to whatever's available for your max inventory, or the parts that are available on hand. If you don't have the parts for it, it obviously won't pull it, and it'll tell you it didn't pull whatever the parts are. Now, the nice thing about it is, and one of the reasons that I am liking it more than Easy Inventory now, is because Easy Inventory only does the last block placed of that type. So if you want a thruster, you go up and you do the withdrawal, with the thruster active. With this particular system, you don't have to do that. You can just come up, grab what you need, go weld it up. If you need to come back, you come back and grab more. And it'll keep doing that until your build queue is empty. Once your build queue is empty, it'll tell you that it's empty, like here, and it's like, add some items to the build planner if you want to build more. So it's actually a good system. I know I've not been the best about endorsing it in the past. But to answer the folks' questions that have been asking, I do actually like the system. I do use it. I've been using it more off camera than on camera, mainly because of the fact that when I am off camera, I am usually focused on building a very specific section. So what I will do is I will load up the pieces for that section into the builder, go through and grab the stuff. So yeah. All right. So now that we have this welded up, well, we obviously don't have all of the parts welded up, but I just want to get an idea of what we're looking at here. And I am kind of liking the shape that things are taking here. And I don't know, I'm trying to decide if I want, actually, if I want to just go ahead and have that pinch in there, and then we can just do a block there, and then we would bring these down like so. And see, this is where I'm running into questions on how I want to do certain things, because one of the things that I've been thinking about here is we take that out, and what I was considering was having a line of blocks in here that tie into each other. So we'd have something like, say, not necessarily that one. It would actually be the other way. So it'd be something like this, maybe. And what that would allow us to do is we have these guys do something like that. And then maybe we do that. And then we just have to reverse what we have here. And then what that will allow us to do is it basically just gives us something to tie the lines into. But I'm not sure that I like the way that that's going. So what I'm thinking here is we take some of this out. And we could actually just move this over one, maybe? So if we do something like this, I don't know if we would keep that line there like that though. So I might just, because we could ultimately just do this, bring that through, and then we would need to tie. See, so basically this would come through that way. But I'm thinking what we might do here is we go this way. And what this does is this gives us a little extra depth to play with. And because that carry through there, the other thing is that if we do this, we might need to reorganize the thrusters here a little bit, or move the entire. Well, I guess we could do that. We could move the entire arm out, but I kind of like the way that the lines are shaping up already. And one of the things that I was thinking was that we would do something. There we go. Maybe something like this, where we have, you know how we were talking about before, where we do some of those carrying through some of the angles. This would do that, actually. Really carry through the angle. Do it that way. And that would carry through that portion. If we bring you guys back, this also opens up the ability to have thrusters mounted on the spine here. And we can tie this stuff together. So this might actually work out to be one of the better solutions. Because then that ties that together. That leaves us with a little bit of an open space in here. And then if we wanted to, we could do something like that maybe. Oh no. How much plating do I have? I don't have a whole lot. Let me grab some plates.
Energy low.
Ah, energy is always low. I swear. It's trying to kill me. I'm almost out of hydrogen too. Alright, so let's throw you in there really quick. Alright. What I'm going to do is I just want to weld this up and see what the line looks like from the front. And then does it make sense to keep that? Oh, no, don't want to respawn, thank you. I think that line is too tall. I think this is too high. I think I'm going to go... what did they do there? They had it set up like that. And like that, yes. Alright. So if we replace those back the way they were, we'll take
Energy critical.
that out. And then what I'm thinking here is we actually do these, that, and that. Let's see what that looks like really quick. Oh, I'm liking that much better. Yeah, I think I like that better. And that makes it something that might be a little easier to tie in, because we'll be able to then take you guys and pull something like this. So we can actually round this off a little bit. Oh, gotta go. About to start taking damage. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I like those lines a little bit better. From the side, how are you looking? Look pretty good, actually. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do for the nacelles then. Oh, so what I need to do now is I'm going to need to get iron, because we still haven't gone and gotten more iron yet. Actually, I think I might be completely out of iron at this point. Yeah, I'm completely out of iron. So I need to go do the dreaded mining. I mean, I could probably go pick up iron from one of the traders, but it's actually going to be faster and easier for me to just go ahead and do it while we're getting the build done. And then, like I said, the idea is that eventually, once we have the ship done, this is going to become our primary ship and base. So we'll end up with a mobile base. And what I want to do with it is we're going to start traveling around between the different factions. See if we can find good resource suppliers that buy finished goods. So we'll go buy, say raw material like raw ore, process that into ingot, then process the ingot into whatever the final goods are that people need. And we'll just travel around to a couple of bases for a little while, see how that works. That will hopefully help push us around the universe a little bit more in the game, and let you see more of what's going on and how the system works for those who are curious. Doesn't mean we won't build anything, but like I said, I am trying to do as little bit of the crafting portion of it as possible. But it's kind of difficult to do early on because you don't have the money, and even if you do have the money, you don't always have the resources available. So I have been buying most of my materials and not mining them, but I've gotten to the point now where I'm talking about quantities that I need the ship in order to handle the quantities that I need to build the ship, if that makes sense. So it's just faster and easier to go out and do the mining. All right, so that's enough of me whining. So what we're going to do is I am going to finish off this nacelle. I will leave some spacing in it because I think we are going to do some ion thrusters, because right now we've only got, what, 2 retro lift thrusters? Well, I guess you call them descent thrusters. So I think we're going to use the nacelles as the chance to balance our ion engines a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll have 3 vertically facing ion thrusters on each nacelle. For descent thrusters, at least, I think we've actually got quite a bit of ion lift thrusters. Let me see, do we? Because we've got 6 there, and we've got the hydrogen. So hydrogen really is going to be the, oh crap, we need to get into an atmosphere. The problem is that we don't have enough lift for this thing, hydrogen-wise, that if we ever actually need to get into an atmosphere, basically the aft section is about the only thing that's going to survive, is what it's going to come down to. Which is fine, because that means that's where we'll have most of our assemblers, and, well, we'll have all of our assemblers and refineries. And we'll have the jump drives, which would be good. So, like I said, catastrophically, if the worst comes to worst, this thing enters an atmosphere it can't get out of, you know, we can always try cutting it free. And I did seriously consider putting in multiple merge blocks so that we would actually have the ability to separate the aft section from the forward section in the case something just went absolutely crazy. And that was one of the reasons why I was talking about having a command console in here somewhere that we could pilot from, was specifically so that if that happened, we would be able to not eat, planet side. Anyway. Alright, so I'm going to get out of here. Let me know what you think. Put your comments down in the section below. You like the design that we've got going on so far? Is there things you'd like to see added or changed? While yes, I will always maintain the final say on what gets added or removed from the ship that I'm building, this ship will eventually be released on the workshop, and I want something that you guys are going to be able to fly around in, have some fun with, do what you want to do with it as well, and still be able to modify it more without having to do complete refits. So let me know what you think. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit that like button. If you are new to the channel, haven't done so already, or just want to do something nice for me on this lovely Monday, be sure to hit that subscribe. And if you want to be kept up to date, don't forget to ring the little bell as well. On that note, I am going to get out of here. I want to thank you all for stopping in. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And we will see you back here next time for more Space Engineers. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. I'm kind of liking some of I really want to be able to continue some of the lines elsewhere in the ship, and I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do that, but we'll give it a try.